All right, hey, what's up, everybody? This is the Nabi back again. Um, Getting here about 10 minutes. Oh, yeah, about 10 minutes later than I had planned to. My internet was kind of working a bit slowly. Um, so that's where I want to be right there. All right. So with that said, as I wait for some of y'all to roll on, let me check something out real quick. So I'm waiting to see who I can get to come on. All right. Um, and in the meantime, let me hit up the people in the email. Um, I know it's been a minute. It's kind of been a minute since I've been able to do this, with all the stuff that's going on. But this is going to be an important video. Refuge temple. All right, this is going to be an important video. So we're as we try to get on in here. I hate all this new way of signing in this stuff and junk. All right, so um, as I'm bouncing back and forth, let me put out these notices to others. The way they have these things set up, ridiculous. Oh, let me. Junk email. Let's go here. So, okay. Damn, y'all, this is just very difficult, right? So, they're doing a lot of changing. Hey, what's up, that retro guy? What's up, Terrell A? Um, oh, y'all, this is going to be some deep SH coming at you today, this evening, to some of you all right there. All right, so let's see if we can. Wow, So, basically, what they did is, I really hate these new formats they're putting on everything. All right, so man, I guess I'm gonna have to deal with it. Um, when you go on Outlook and everything, they are not allowing you to send mass emails anymore. Um, in your box, they're not even separating us and go with whoever can show up. All right. Now, as I was discussing earlier, a lot of what's been happening is a lot of brothers were wondering where I was. And quite frankly, quite frankly, it's been difficult to do things simply because of the lack of support. I mean, when you really look at it, when you really look at it, the people that are putting out serious stuff and that's been advocating for brothers are we're not getting the support from brothers, right? And so basically, a lot of us just stop posting stuff on YouTube, especially um, especially when TikTok you get mad support. All right. So as we wait a little longer, right? I'm just gonna start with the video, and then whoever's going to catch on, they'll just catch on, right? One of the things I wanted to do was wait for a few more people to come in, and so I think it's going on 9 p.m. there. Um, yeah, it's going on 9 p.m. there. Uh, so when we talk about the support for the brothers that are actually addressing brothers, right? Hey, what's up, $3 sass? What's going on? All right. David Bo. Make sure I got him in here. Um, hey, what's up, brother? Hey, what's up? What's up, OJ? The juice is loose. All right. So, brother, I'm live on YouTube. Click the link. Okay, I appreciate all you brothers that's up in here right now. All right, so let me make sure. So I got everybody on the WhatsApp. All right, so let me stick this charger in. All right, so let's talk about this. All right, so as y'all know, that you got a lot of crazy things going on in the so-called black BC, aka also known as the black community, coming out of the mouths of the B dubs, right? And so, um, one of the things that's happening is that they are doubling and tripling down on the assault on the image of the Afro man. And let's not make any mistakes about it. It is an assault on Afro men. All right. And I want y'all to understand this. They understand that it is an assault on Afro men. And what's up, young boy 24? Uh, this assault is happening because they expected one to be backed up by the panderers, like the Dr. Umars and stuff like that. But the other reason for this assault on Afro men is that at the end of the day, right, they expect for us to be asleep and to take this mess lying down. They, the B Dub, they're not realizing that a lot of us aren't falling for the okey doke anymore. All right. They are not realizing that we're not having it anymore. And so what we decided to do is fight back. See, now here's the thing. When they were assaulting the Afro men, one of the issues that they had was that we were unarmed in the battle of lives. We were believing the lie instead of the truth because we didn't know how to research and search for the truth. And primarily, this was because, hey, what's up, Rolanda? This was because our community were dumbed down by the very people that were raising us. We were dumbed down to not see or understand the truth. We were dumbed down to not stand for the truth. We were dumbed down to cater to the feelings of our moms in particular. Most of us before breaking the spell were mama's boys that were raised by single moms. And in our culture, after the 60s, we were strong male led before the 60s. After the 60s, with feminism and with the betrayal of the B dub. And let's make this clear. This was outright betrayal of the B dub, right? Who decided to marry the government. All right, she decided to marry the government. All right. And so with that betrayal and her losing the support of the Afro men as a result of that betrayal, the other thing that started to happen is as she decided to sabotage the Afro community on behalf of the system, right? No one has been a better foot soldier for the supremacist system than the B Dub. No one, bar none. It's not even close. Not the Caucasian woman, not the triple K people, you know, the hooded, weak-minded avengers of nothing. All right. No one has done more damage to the Afro man than the B Dub. No one has put more innocent Afro men behind bars than the B Dub. It's not even close. And when we talk about the genocide of the Afro community, it's not even close. All right. So, what does that have to do with the message today? In this, as Afro men start to wake up and become men, we decided we ain't going to put up with the BS, right? And so, when we're going for a relationship, now, because of the toxicity of women in the West, period, a lot of men are not dealing with marriage. Nope, no more. Um, we see that as a lose-lose. So a lot of men are not dealing with marriage anymore, but we'll deal with relationship. And understand this, as we deal with relationship, when we don't get the marriage license, we are more in line with the commandment and how the Most High said we were to do things than we would be by doing things in the way that would be sanctioned by the state. Because when you sanction something by the state, you then belong to the state. All right. So I hope y'all are understanding that. When you sanction something by the state, you then belong to the state. And remember, the B Dub Zaddy and everything, right? The NFL draft, and this is what we're talking about. The NFL draft got Dr. Umar bent out of shape more so than and I want y'all to understand this. I want y'all to understand this. Understand how the B Dub attacked Simone Biles. Let's talk about that for a minute. The B Dub decided to attack Simone Biles. I want you to let that sink in. They attacked her because she realized that a strong man whose principle is the prize for a woman when you're looking for a husband. Why is that a prize? Why is that the prize? He's the prize because that's her protector. That's the dude that's going to be held responsible if anything goes wrong in that relationship. Hey, what's up, David? Right? So if anything goes wrong in that relationship, that's who's going to take the heat for it. Hold on for a second. And she understands that, and I'm gonna tell you how she understands that. She understands that because she understands that because her granddad. Hold on, and I'm putting out the link to my other channel. So this is the link to my other channel as well. But she understands this because her granddad raised her. She understands what a wholesome family is because her granddad and grandmother took her in when her mom threw her and her sister out. Now, what people don't understand is that the granddad took in her and her sister. All right. So I want y'all to grasp that real quick. The granddad took in her and her sister. Her mom was a piece of SH. Had Simone Biles grown up with her mom, Her dream would have died in the jealousy and the feelings of her mom. I want y'all to understand this. It's the men that work to make these dreams come true. Hey, what's up, Ace? All right. It is the men that make these dreams come true, right? Now, even when you look at these football players, all right, it is not lost on us that most of these dudes they grew up in a single mom led home. Why you think they're all with Caucasians? All right. The B Dub is mad because they're looking at all this money going to their main competition, and they're not going to be able to fleece their main adversary. See, the B Dub made the Afro man her adversary. The B Dub said, well, if the Afro man is the adversary of the Caucasian and I'm with the Caucasian, then he's also my adversary. Except I'm not going to let him know it till it's too late. So this is what we have here, right? We have a situation where a lot of dudes are thinking that, all right, they're winning something, right? But they're not. A lot of BWs are so delusional in their wickedness that they believe in their heart of hearts that getting a felon and marrying a felon while that dude is still locked up is a win for them. You don't believe me? I want y'all to listen to this. And we're going to play this. And I want y'all to listen to it and just grasp what this woman is saying. Hold on one moment. Videos. Here we go. I want y'all to grasp what this woman is saying. Y'all know what it is.
Everybody, this is the Nabi back again. And
Hold on. That's not the video I want. Let me remove this one from here. Let me get the other one. Let me find out what I called the other one. It's right. All right. So we're going to listen to this. All right. So it's H.
Y'all gotta step y'all game up. Y'all are losing to these dudes that's in the damn prison system, okay?
All right. I want y'all to let that sink in. Yeah, I figure. Yeah, I have that, but we can debunk it here. Okay, we can debunk it here. So, we'll come back to that, the emotional intelligence thing. All right, but first we're going to deal with this, right? And so, basically, the Caucasian people came up with emotional intelligence, and when you look at how they define it in such a way that there's no way in hell a woman has emotional intelligence. And the logic that women were using, well, we're the most emotional intelligent because we're the most emotional. And that's BS, right? So we're going to get to that in a minute. All right. Now, I want you to understand this. Emotional intelligence, um, means that you have enough logic to keep your emotions in check to the point where you don't think something that may be harmful to your future is a good idea, such as this point I'm making right here. All right, pay attention to this.
I was on TikTok last night and I ran across a live. It was like 4 dudes that was in the feds. Um, so I just tapped in to be nosy to see what they were talking about. Do y'all know it's like it was thousands of girls on there? Like,
Now, understand. There was dudes in the Fed that have access to Wi-Fi, and they're on TikTok, and they have a bunch of black women as fans. Understand these. These are dudes locked up in the feds. In the feds. You heard? All right. And this is what B-dubs think is a win. All right. So you got these dudes locked up in the feds. And I've seen a video of them doing a live, and she is right. There is a plethora of B-dubs in their live asking them how can they send them money. The same B-dubs that said they won't go 50-50 with a man that's trying to help them take care of a home. They want all his money. Hold on. And what's worse is, why do they want all of his money? Oh, they want to give it to the dudes in the Fed, put it on their books, right? And so then when they get free, if they get free, they come home and they're laying pipe in that woman while the other dude is at work. But if you don't believe me, hold on. Even this woman here thinks that the men that are not in the penitentiary is losing to the dudes that are in the penitentiary. Let's listen up.
being so fucking thirsty, asking these locked up dudes, "Oh, what's your JPay? I want to send you some money. I want to come see you. I want to be
Let's go over that again.
nosy to see what they were talking about." Do y'all know it's like it was thousands of girls on there, like being so fucking thirsty, asking these locked up dudes, "Oh, what's your JPay? I want to send you some money. I want to come see you. I want to be your pen pal." Like, has the dating pool become that fucking bad that we gotta reach out to niggas that's locked up?
Now, understand this. The dating pool is bad for the B-dub. It's not for the Afro men. Okay? Understand this. Another thing, I keep telling y'all, and I've been telling y'all since 2012, 13, D is the easiest, I mean, Poo nanny is the easiest thing for for a man to get in the United States. No problem. The most difficult thing for us to find is a woman worthy of a relationship. And we're not even talking a wife. These women are running around talking about I need a traditional man, but they're not virgins. Let me understand this. The women are running around saying they need a traditional man, but they are not virgins. If a woman, I don't care whether she cook, clean, do this, that, and the other, if she is not a virgin before becoming a wife, then she's not a traditional woman. As a matter of fact, she's not wife material. She would be what scripture would refer to as a concubine. She would not, she can get the status of getting a license from the Caucasians and you calling yourself married under their license. All right. But if she's not a virgin, she's not a wife. She's a concubine. And if you went and got the Caucasian's marriage license for a concubine, then you've done nothing but got a concubine with a license that bounds you to a woman by way of the state, where the state has full and utter jurisdiction over your relationship and your children, right? And they have ceded power in your relationship to the woman, which by not paying attention, understand this, that in Proverbs, when it says, "Give not thy strength unto a woman, nor thy ways to that which destroy kings," you did not pay attention. You did not heed that advice. And how did you give your strength to that woman? Usually you'd be like, "Well, I'm the head of the house." No, no, you're not. Because as soon as she agrees not to follow your ways, she will go to the state, get a divorce, take half of everything you have, take the children, and utterly destroy those children. Okay? She will turn those children against you. All right? And all I get and get an understanding, brothers, you better get an understanding. All right? Now, here's the thing. A traditional man is a man that believes in taking care of the home, and being responsible for everything. In that responsibility, that doesn't mean he pays all the bills if the woman gets a job. Everything comes into the house, and the man is the steward of all the money that comes into the house. So there isn't her money, his money. Now, as a steward back in the day, because you can halfway trust a woman, the man used to come in because she needed to be able to do what she needed to do to make sure the bills were paid. So he would give her the check, tell her what to do with it, and she would do it. She ran the money business of the home. See, taking care of a home is a business as well because it's your kingdom. The home is your kingdom, whether it's an apartment or whatever, right? And so this must not be lost on us. It must not be lost on us. When you are taking care of a home, you are taking care of your kingdom. All right. Don't let these females twist you up and get it twisted. All right. Because a lot of them, they like to get you tied up and stuff and get it twisted as to the purpose of the man and the woman. Right. And they'll twist things and stuff and have you thinking things are what they're not supposed to be. All right. And we got a lot of these simps and panderers that have weakened the community by giving these women an out, by giving them cover for all the wickedness that's been going on. All right. And so when we don't deal with wickedness as a community, it's going to fail. All right. So let's continue.
For love. And these niggas is winning. Like, they taking all the bitches, the bad ones too. Like, y'all dudes on the streets gotta step y'all game up. Y'all are losing terribly.
Understand what she said. That the dudes in the street, the free dudes, what's up, Free Rice Krispie? The free dudes, right? The men who are free, the men who are not locked up, they said, we're losing because a bunch of worn out coochie women have decided that because we don't want them, because of their behavior, because of their toxicity towards men, because of their rebellious nature against not only the Afro men, but the Most High, that they are going after men who are locked up and sending them their money. Men that they can't touch, but they have to wait until they come out. And then when these men get out, they expect us, who never went in, to protect them from their choice of these men. I hope y'all are understanding. Right?
What's your JPay? I want to send you some money. I want to come see you. I want to be your pen pal. Like, has the dating pool become that fucking bad that we gotta reach out to niggas that's locked up for love? And these niggas is winning. Like, they taking all the bitches, the bad ones too. Like, y'all dudes on the streets gotta step y'all game up. Y'all are losing terribly.
Now, understand her mentality. Understand her mentality. And this shows you how really effed up the mentality of the B Dub is in the United States. We want some women who's going after some dudes in prison. I mean, I want y'all to think about that for a minute. We want to be in a relationship with some women who have the mentality of wanting to get run through by some dudes in prison. All right. And this woman is like, y'all losing. You free men, the men who are free are losing. Hey, what's up, Sean? Okay, let me remind y'all, don't forget to, all right, I sent, there's a link. There's a link in the description box to my other channel. That's going to be my main channel, right? Um, that's going to be my main channel. It's in the description box, along with my PayPal, me, and my Cash App. Now, if y'all choose to donate to me, make sure you take care of yourself and family first. You always take care of yourself and families first before you give to anybody. You donate out of your abundance, right? And so that's what it is. And so my links are in there, and my email is in there. All right. And so here's the thing. And so this woman thinks, understand how backwards this is. This woman thinks that it is us who are losing. It is the men like me. I'm in the Philippines right now. I am in the Philippines right now. All right. And if I wanted to just get some, oh man, I could just walk out the door. I could just walk out the door. Now, here, this is the blessing in this. Things you got women trying to get at dudes using their coochie um as a weapon to get at them so much that a lot of these hotels, especially here in the Philippines, these women have to drop off their ID and or passport before they walk in the door. This is a level of protection that a lot of these hotels offer. A lot of dudes, all right, a lot of dudes that are on some other kind of mess, they don't understand how this protects them. All right. Now, I had met someone, and some of y'all saw her that that I was with. And understand this. Now, this woman, she didn't steal nothing from my room, nothing like that, or nothing, right? But we ended up splitting up. And this is because when she got around her friends and cousins and stuff, all right, her cousins got it in their head that she said, "Ooh, um, I want to go out with my cousins. You want to come?" I should have said no, but I'm glad I said yes because I learned a lesson. All right, so I go out and they drinking these big tall things of alcohol, this, that, and the other, and they asked me, "Did you want to drink?" I was like, "No, I don't drink because I don't drink." Now I'm gonna tell you, this saved me, right? The other thing that saves me is when I remember, give not thy strength to a woman, right? Give not thy strength to a woman, nor not thy ways to that which destroys kings. All right. So I want y'all to understand that. And people wonder, it isn't that I don't run across stuff. It isn't that I'm not tried, because I am. The thing is that a lot of things scripturally I take to heart. So y'all can copy and paste that. I don't know why it didn't just come out like that, right? So basically at the end of the day, right, I really honestly I get down like that. I follow those scripture of wisdom, right? And so they when I told a brother, and I'm gonna tell y'all this before I go back into the video. If a woman knows your name, you never give her your birthday. All right. If a woman knows your name, you don't give her your birthday. We are not supposed to give our strength away or our information to them. Anytime they're asking you for something, they're not asking you for just to get to know. All right. Hold on. Another thing I want to say that I'm gonna go back to. Okay. All right. So basically, when we're talking about these things, right? Let me find this. That I posted the link. So when we're talking about these things, right? You don't give them your information. I don't do that here and stuff like that. And then I started to understand how the commandments, if you follow them, because I don't give them that, because I don't celebrate birthdays, I don't give people my birthday. All right. I don't do that. And so no, you don't get that information. And half the time I don't know either. So when they say how old you is, I don't tell them. It's none of their damn business. Why you want to know, right? And then they, oh, are you ashamed? Shaming tactics to try to get information out of you that they can somehow weaponize against you, like get their friends to break into your credit cards. I've had that happen when I did a video up here. I had somebody break into my credit cards. All right. And so you got to really be careful. And so a lot of these things, remember, an, as men also as well, as men as well, we need to be careful not to be messing with somebody else's woman because we're at fault for a lot of the wickedness these women are doing because we're partakers in such wickedness. Let's see. All right. So we are partakers in such wickedness. All right. And so, hold on a second. So, as partakers in such wickedness, by be like, "Ooh, she fine, so I'm gonna jump in it and do this, that, and the other." Cause, I mean, who's going to know? Who's going to know? You see what I mean? We got to pay for that. That's us taking part in the destruction of the community as well, right? Now, a lot of men are waking up and we're saying that no, we're not going to deal with these women who have other men. We're not going to deal with these women who's dealing with who's sleeping with Pookie and Ray Ray. And so now we got the development of this thing. Um, you might have to go into you might comment him. You might have to go into the description box, because when you go in directly in the description box, it works. I don't know why it is that way when I post it in here. Let me see if this one works when I post it in the live itself. Okay, it works when this second one that I put up, it'll work. All right. So, yeah, it'll work. I needed to hold on for a second. So, yeah, the video, it will work. And the link, yeah, because it got the line in it. Okay, got it. All right. So now let's get back to the rest of this mess.
To some niggas in the penitentiary. What?
And for you new guys that's coming
That's
in,
wild.
we'll just start this back in the beginning.
And don't be mad at me. I'm just saying. I guess they loving the jail talk right now. I don't know. It's working. Whatever they saying and whatever they doing, it's working. Every other female I know is dealing with some dude in prison. I don't know.
All right, here we go.
Y'all gotta step y'all game up. Y'all are losing to these dudes that's in the damn prison system, okay? I was on TikTok last night and I ran across a live. It was like 4 dudes that was in the feds. Um, so I just tapped in to be nosy to see what they were talking about. Do y'all know it's like it was thousands of girls on there, like being so fucking thirsty, asking these locked up dudes, "Oh, what's your JPay? I want to send you some money. I want to come see you. I want to be your pen pal." Like, has the dating pool become that fucking bad that we gotta reach out to niggas that's locked up for love? And these niggas is winning. Like, they taking all the bitches, the bad ones too. Like, y'all dudes on the streets gotta step y'all game up. Y'all are losing terribly to some niggas in the penitentiary. What? That's wild. And don't be mad at me. I'm just saying. I guess they loving the jail talk right now. I don't know. It's working. Whatever they saying and whatever they doing, it's working. Every other female I know is dealing with some dude in prison. I don't know.
Now, here's the whole problem with that. Now, when okay, pin. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. All right, I have to go in this way and pin it to the comments. All right, got it. All right, it's pinned. All right. And so basically, all right, so you see the foolishness, right? You see the foolishness. The foolishness is that she act like this is a new phenomenon. All right. Remember, most of them dudes that went in were fathers already from a bunch of women, right? Because this is who they were choosing. They weren't choosing good men, right? If you look at 59, here we go. 59% of B dubs have multiple children from multiple baby daddies. 59%. All right. That's not hyperbole. That's the stats. That's the stats, right? And so here's the thing. This is why um, I wonder if I caught Brother Steve. Ah, all right. So this is why um men aren't messing with them. Now keep this in mind as well. All right, keep this in mind as well. There we go. Keep this in mind as well. All right, so 59% of B dubs have multiple children from multiple babies' dads. All right, when you go look at this, 61 to 71% of these Afro daddies are dudes that are and are felons. They're in and out of the prison system, in and out of the penitentiary. Okay, so don't let this be lost on y'all, and don't fall for the okie doke and stuff. Right? They know what it is. Right? They're talking about they want to be a traditional woman. Right? Well, here's the thing. This says something about the B dubs in general. And so it looked like we got a troll in here. So so that you know I ain't lying. Y'all can be like, he ain't lying. Let's go look at it, right? Remember, I don't know. Well, let's put it this way. All the black females that I know fall into this category, right? So, but I don't use who I know. Hold on. Now, when we go and look this up, when we go look this up, right? They give everything. They give 59% of black women. Well, we'll go down and we'll do the numbers, right? Um, let me go to. It was a University of Michigan. Oh, y'all gonna hate this. Ann Arbor, Michigan. All right. So let's take a look at this. And as we look at this, then you can get an understanding of what's going on when we're discussing why these women think that. I mean, yeah, the tattoos on the chest. I told you it's a uniform. It's a uniform of rebellion against good, right? It's a uniform saying that they choose the wicked over the righteous. It's a uniform. Um, you have two things from out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak, right? Then the other thing is you should know the tree by the fruit it bears. So the way she appears on the outside is who she thinks she is on the inside. All right. And so basically, all right, let's get into this. Oh, what kind of females do she know? Okay, all right. So let's get into this now. And what y'all notice since 2009, when I brought some stats and stuff up, it was all inclusive, right? So I didn't just single out the B Dub, but what I did was compared her to what everyone else was doing. All right. So I compared her to what everyone else was doing because that's what they state. They don't say, oh, just the black. They say women, and then they break it down by race, right? So so let's take a look at these numbers. All right. Many U.S. women have children by more than one man. So um, now where I got the 61 to 71% comes from childtrends.org, where they break down how many men have. They break down the disposition of men that have multiple children from multiple babies' mothers, right? And so that's where you get the 61 to 71% of when 61% of all men, roughly 71% of the black men who have multiple children from multiple babies' mothers are dudes who are in and out of the prison system, right? And so when we go and look down at this, first of all, this is Ann Arbor, Michigan, right? They're surprised by this. But if we really looked around the community, we shouldn't be surprised by it, right? Now, this was researched by a woman, the prevalence, and it was the first time anyone has ever decided they're going to look into this because things have gotten so bad within all of the communities that they're stopping the. This is why the anti-abortion laws came out because these women were willy-nilly just offing children, and you know that the B Dub is 357,000 a year. All right, more than 1,000 a day. Well, almost more than 1,000 a day, right? So this is Dr. Dorius, right? She found that having children from different fathers were more common among minority women, with 59% of African American mothers, 35% of Hispanic mothers, and 22% of Caucasian mothers or white, with two or more children reporting multiple partner fertility, who were not living with the men they gave birth to, and those with low incomes and less education were also more likely to have children by different men. All right, now let's break down. Hold on, this is going to be an important thing. Let's break down this important factor. Let's break down this important factor. A lot of these women going after these jailbirds, that's going after the felons, that's going after these dudes in prison, right? Remember the story about Tavon White, who got 4 women pregnant and had 7 children from 4 security guards, B-dubs, right? A lot of these women going after these prison dudes and putting money on their JPEG, well, they have the money to put there because they got degrees and jobs. So that the same women that will tell decent men You got to pay everything. Your money is my money, and my money is my money, right? Well, when you look at those dudes, right, then you have this, all right, and understand this. When I was talking about the relationship that I almost had here with a woman that I met here, and for like a week we was decent, right? And things were good until we decided to go to the club with her cousins and stuff. And what her cousins decided was, "Ooh, he's an American." And one, and I could tell too, they were jealous of her. And she discussed this with me. And so what these women did is they conspired with her. All right. They decided that all the drinks that they were drinking, they were going to get me to pay for, right? And so I kept wondering why her cousins and cousin and them kept trying to ask me to get a drink. I don't drink. So they bought beers, alcohol, and stuff, and they were going to keep on going and keep on going because they thought I was going to pay for it, right? And then they tried to run this thing in the custom that this, that, and the other. Now the you got two guys, they were police officers, right? And one of them gave us a ride back here to the hotel, and we ended up split up because I didn't appreciate that, right? Now she acted like there she had my back, but then when she got back here, I think the cousins start texting her, and they start trying to tell her, all right, when we were coming back, she's all in my lap and stuff. Then when we get back here, and after she get off the text, remember, everywhere in the world, single women will keep other women single. Everywhere in the world. It's a female thing. The thing is, and what makes this better is not that you don't have to weed yourself through game and scams and this, that, and the other. The thing that makes dating better here is you don't have to deal with the hostility, the combativeness. You have to deal with deception. You have to deal with regular women stuff, but you don't have to deal with somebody setting you up like the B Dub will do. All right. And if you find one that really wants to be with you, right, you're going to be in charge of that relationship, right? And that's the key. The key is what happens when you find somebody that really wants to be with you. So we had nothing but peace the whole time we were together until we went out with her cousins, friends, and all of that stuff. And truth be told, I knew that some of them wanted to jump my bones too. And the fact that I can smooth dance, right? Um, so there was a lot of jealousy, but there's a lot of, ooh, we can get him to do this, that, and the other, right? And they talked her into it. So she ends up losing a good man behind them because you only got one time to take their side and stuff. You choose that, and I realize that's family and friends, family and friends. Now the dudes, you can see they kind of had my back. And when I got up to pay for only what I got food. I got the food, right? The dudes was like, "Yeah, we got you. All right." See what I mean? I wasn't paying for them drinks. And the other key I started to notice is that the men, yeah, they will. The women everywhere, when they're friends, and one of them find a good dude, right? They will do this. Now, um, what happened was I wasn't paying nothing, right? And so somebody came up with the money. Wasn't me. I paid for my thing, right? Now, when we got back here, she got enough, and we were cool. After she got that phone call or another text message, all right, then she tried to get more money. And I was like, no, I'm done. And then she got mad and stormed out. And I was like, we're done, right? We're done, right? And so now let me tell you something about this hotel. Let me tell you something about this hotel. And why you and this is why I prefer to stay in a hotel. One, I'm not here to have five women up in my room at one time, because not only am I not interested in that kind of stuff, but that's stupid as hell to do. Two, when this woman left, right? When this woman left, she decided she didn't want me to walk her down. I don't know. She's just stormed out, right? When she left, they called up to me. They stopped her at the door and called up to me and said, "Is it okay for her to go?" I said, "Yeah." All right, and that's why. So there's a message here. That's why when you come here, do you really, really get to know somebody? And you're dating and stuff. It's best to date from a hotel. All right, because Brazil, they're like that too, right? They got your back. Now in the DR, when I was dating a person, um, the 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 women that worked there had my back in advice, but they didn't, you know, they didn't take your ID. Here, they physically take the woman's ID, right? Now, this is good for a couple of reasons. Say these women are so small here. They're so small um, that it's hard to tell. It's hard to gauge the age. They look so young. They be old as dirt, but they look so young, right? And so, but then again, the young ones are young and they be out here in these streets too. So you kind of want that extra layer of security when you come to these hotels and 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 when the women, you got a woman that's of age and stuff, that's okay, especially when they know where you stay. Because if they know you stay in a hotel, they know, okay, they're going to have to produce ID, right? And they're good about checking it. So it's a good thing. But single women everywhere keep women single, especially when they got a bunch of friends. They can't stand when somebody is doing better than them. All right. Ah, all right. So uh so this is the thing, right? And so uh they get on here, they're like, oh well, um, you affiliate with talk about some men recording women there. No, because I deal differently. I walk differently. So and so when I'm recording and stuff, if you notice, everybody's glad to join in, right? Um, and I'll record the workers if I think they're nice, right? Um and so basically what happens is yeah, yep. Brother, you hit the nail on the head. And so what happens is, let me don't forget to look at the top at the pin and those links to subscribe to the other channel. And the reason being is as I travel, I'm gonna start posting a lot of travel visit videos and information on that channel. I'll do lives here. I'll do lives here. All right, but the reason why I'm doing that is this channel gets shadow banned, right? So anyway, with that said, um, you come to appreciate the extra sense of security that you have with the hotels here when they do that. That's just an extra sense of security, and I come to appreciate. I come to appreciate it, right? And so when you get into this, now let's get back to the other part to this, right? Let's get back to the other part to this, right? A lot of B dubs, a lot of B dubs are now getting very, 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 very upset because there is no way they can win anymore. They can't win anymore. They're done. They're toast. It's over. Hold on for a second. They're not winning, and they don't know what to do about it. They're angry. All right, and the amount of anger these B dubs have is palpable. It is very palpable. All right, when the NFL draft came out, all right, a lot of the dudes were looking at, okay, who got picked for what? But what came the biggest story is that 95% of the men drafted, the Afro men drafted in the first round, had Caucasian fiancés or girlfriends. The only B dub sharing in the moment with these dudes were their single moms. Want you to let that sink in, right? So the reason why I wanted to put this with this mess crap right here, right? The reason why I wanted to put it with this crap right here is she says that the Afro men in the streets are losing. The dudes that are working are losing. The dudes that are retired are losing. But how are you losing when we have the freedom to leave the hell alone? Oh, and the term B dub, that's why I got it from Black Ram 313. Funny he was here, right? They're willing to be in the video instead of randomly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And I remember I'm a bird photographer, right? I'm a bird photographer. And that's basically it. I take photographs of birds primarily. Um, when we were at the club, when we were at the club, oh yeah, the prom pics. All right, when we talk about ridiculousness to no end, I don't even know what to say about that, y'all. I don't even know what to say about that. All right, I don't even know what to say. The other thing is, now I'll share with you all. I'll share with you all this, but I'm gonna share with you all based on my phone. All right, but Oh, it's not ready yet. All right, so something smells good. Look at my camera. So let me go here. Oh, and hold on here. Let me remove this. All right. So and they so that's them. That's that was my ex in the black and white, right? So if you notice, they so if you notice, like when I take pictures and we post them, it's something that we agreed to do together. Like when I was talking to Mimi in Brazil years ago, she was always in my lap when we were doing stuff, right? Right? And so that's basically it. And so and so that's basically um the deal. All right. And so we just I was thinking I was thinking that now the woman with the long hair and the big bazookas, right? Though her and her husband is the one that gave us a ride back, but everybody else was just trying to use us, right? And so yeah. So the B Dubs is like, oh, we're going to divest, right? And it's not working out for them. And so understand this. This is how much of a failure it is. The B Dubs thought that they were going to be able to divest so much that not only has it not worked out for them, right? But the only other option left to get with somebody that they can control is to go to prison TikToks and try to get with those men who are locked up in prison in the hopes that when they get out of prison, and understand this, she said thousands of these women were going after these four dudes. I want y'all to understand thousands of these women were going after only four dudes. So what's going to happen? These dudes are going to get out of prison and they're going to start knocking up a whole bunch of women. Why? Because they have nothing to lose. These women are going to give them a place to stay. They're going to have a place to stay. They're going to be able to do what they want. And these men will have nothing to lose. Understand this. If B Dubs really wanted to be good women and not the adversary of the Afro men, then the same advice that they were giving each other to be able to snag a Caucasian man as a husband, they would have been given this same advice as to how to keep a good Afro man as a husband. But at the end of the day, no one wants no part of them, right? And it is reflected in their only other option now is dudes in prison. And even with this, they still have the false belief that the men who are free to travel, who are free to get with Becky and and Liz and Juanita, right? Who are free to get with them, that they are the ones losers. And here's the thing: the dudes in prison aren't really winning. They're winning in that they're getting some man's money, some man's child support money. They're getting the Caucasian man's money. Think about how. Understand this: we are the only one with a group of women that there's no way in hell we can build anything with them, because if we get with them, they will siphon our money away from what we're trying to build and give it to everybody that's trying to destroy us, to include the thugs. Yep, look like that divesting is not going as well as they thought. All right, but it is what it is, right? So, I'll try to do one more live tomorrow. I'll try to do one more live tomorrow. I'm about to go walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. What time is it? Yeah. All right. So it's 11 o'clock. All right. So it's 10 o'clock there. I know some of y'all got to get. But before I go, let me invite um any of the new peeps that want to pop up in here. Oh, so what was the other thing that you wanted me to cover? Oh, okay. So here's the link if you want to pop in to this real quick. And while we're doing that, let me cover this from one of the brothers that asked about it. And we're going to look at this thing called emotional intelligence, right? Hey, what's up, JJ? You up?
Hey, Noble. Man, it's been a long time, and it's the first time I think I talked to you on the panel. Thanks for having me. I want to share two powerful things. Uh, One, I think I was in my early adulthood years, and the other one was recently. Uh, I had a prayer years ago. I prayed not to
Uh-huh.
have any children till I meet and marry the right woman first. Forgive and protect me if I fall weak. I'm 44 years old, and that prayer is still standing. I have not found the right woman, a virtuous woman. I knew something even back then. I think I was about 19 or 20 years old. I knew something was wrong with society then. Bad. Didn't have an idea how
Uh-huh.
bad, but it looked pretty bad to me then. Scary, actually.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I want to share with you, I have learned to start asking women, are they truly virtuous women? And I have yet to get an honest answer. It's like it goes right over their heads. They don't know how to take that question. Red flags pop out like toasting a toaster oven.
Uh-huh.
No clue. I have yet to get an honest yes for that question from any woman.
And you won't. You'll get deflection, but an honest answer, hell to the nah.
With, yeah, all that. I see all that as red flags. Yes, sir. No doubt. I agree with you. Either, but I add to that, they'll either do the deflection or no answer at all, something like that. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
we got to be able to ask them kind of questions and be able to discern the reaction we get from them.
But
That's
here's the
what I
thing.
think. That
I would take that a step further and say that it's a question that the Afro men have to ask to themselves about the women that they're looking at. And this is why I say that
mhm.
they're going to lie. So we need to start judging them by how they treat us. All right. In other words, you can talk and have conversation, bring up virtue and stuff like that, but
But
what
wait a
we
minute.
do is we watch them,
Right,
see
right.
what
Let me
kind of
say
fruit
this.
they bear.
See, if
But
a
it's a
woman
question
steps,
that needs to be asked.
yes, sir. If a woman, I'm 44 years old. So if a woman comes to me and remember I said honest yes. I have yet to get an honest yes to that question. I can
Hmm.
discern whether she is genuine or not
Right.
because of what I've seen. And I've had exes try to get back in my life, and I rejected them like bad produce.
Because they are bad produce, bad fruit.
Yeah.
And what's up with you, Ace?
Salute, Nabi. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I just got a few things to say, which is basically a channel recommendation. If you want to know or see more reports of the divesting fails, the name of the channel will be Only Logical, and it provides a lot of content pertaining to the history of swirling, as well as the consequences of it related to the history when it comes to the obsession of the white skin. As David
Oh,
Corral has said, when it comes to the white skin of the white man, it covers a multitude of imperfections and sins.
but here's the thing, we've covered that. I was one of the first people to start putting out I did a video way back in the day, a few videos, and one ended the series with Daughters of the Trade. And I had been told people that we've been betrayed by the B Dub every place the um, Caucasian men went, right? And that's the one I want. And so this betrayal went it goes back this far, and basically it was this. It's different skin, and they helped them get into the B Dub helped them get into the interior of Africa. They helped them to subdue the Afro men. They were there to tell on everything. Not everything that the Caucasian did during the the time of chattel slavery was, well, I guess you can add, well, you can't call it consensual if if the woman believed that they had no choice. But a lot of free women were going for the Caucasian men. We were betrayed from the inside out from the get go, and that book, Daughters of the Trade, um, really put together the journals of not only the sailors and the sailors and the people on those ports, but it puts together the thoughts of the women and the conversations that they were having. All that stuff that was a record of that was taken, and so oh yeah, it goes way deep.
I'm glad you mentioned Daughters of the Trade because I actually read the book and still have it in my possession, which I will
Hmm.
say what you provided is 100% correct. The reception and betrayal goes way back, which served as the catalyst of the many things that happen
Yes.
to the black people, which I'm using the word black in terms of social construct
Hmm.
here ever since.
Hmm. And this one by Cortez Smith, Black women are making YouTube channels about propaganda against Afro men to deflect from the reality of white men deleting them. Oh yeah, and we all the deletions of children. Is it raining? Oh, it's raining. Um, so we got the deletion of the children by the B Dubs and stuff like that, and a lot of this stuff, and not only that, but not only are they deleting them, but they're leaving them alone. Nobody is touching them, pretty much. Nobody's and these women are upset. They were upset over the Afro men in the NFL draft, but guess what? They were upset at the dude from the Chiefs that that decided to be with Taylor Swift instead of a B-Dub. Think about that.
Let me,
And he's a
let me
Caucasian dude.
let me say something real powerful. You know the curses in Deuteronomy 28 on our people. Well, the
Uh-huh.
women think they can escape that. They're mad. They might as well get mad at God, but it won't do them no good because He the one
But
put
that
the
isn't the
curses
curses
out.
they're
Because our
getting.
people, yeah,
They're getting
yeah,
the Ezekiel 26. They're getting the Ezekiel. If you go read Ezekiel 26, the last part of it, how their name is going to be a watchword, and how no matter how much, basically, it says no matter how much you dress yourself, how much money you spend on your hair, and this, that, and the other, people are going to see you pretty much as stank. The Ezekiel 23, the end of Ezekiel 23, the end of Ezekiel 26, it mentions it Ezekiel 13 and 16 almost specifically. See, when you talk about Deuteronomy, it's talking about everybody. But when you look at Ezekiel, it's singling them out. And it says
real.
that it says that they're going to take it, they're going to destroy their children. All right. So
Hmm.
their children, their sons and daughters, because of being raised by them, are going to be their lives are going to be taken. And whose lives are look at all these women taking the lives of their sons and daughters. Look at this woman who unalived her dude and then threw her daughters out the car out of a moving
In
car.
California, yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard about that in
That's
California.
Ezekiel.
She
That's Ezekiel
had tarot
26.
cards and stuff too. She was practicing witchcraft and all that, from what I heard too. And I
Yeah,
heard
exactly.
that
It's
CERN,
Ezekiel 26.
CERN is getting to a lot of these wicked women too. The wicked people in general, but especially them. Uh, then and Ezekiel, that reminds me Isaiah 3:16 through 26 and 4:1, right? It's something
Right.
like that, but worse. Sounds worse.
Right. Hold on. Let me see. I will bring them down to the Zen pit, people of all time. Okay, hold on. And they shall keep them.
Seems like it,
Um,
Isaiah 3:16 through
no, no, I'm
26.
looking at Ezekiel 20. I'm looking at Ezekiel 26,
Hmm.
right? And let me look at 23 too.
Okay.
Um, because it says this he going after. Oh, Ezekiel 23. Let me take you there. Let's look at
I'll mute while I listen.
this. Let's look. No, I'm gonna post it up. 23. And this is what I keep saying. Remember, they keep saying you can't judge me, only God can judge me. That's not true. God said for the men um to
We have
judge
to have
them.
discernment. We have to
It
have
says the men,
discernment.
hmm but the men are supposed to judge them.
Hmm.
And he's going to call upon the righteous men to judge the wickedness. And not
Hmm.
only are we going to judge them and the wickedness, but we're also supposed to judge the governments, everything. Here it is. Okay, Ezekiel. And then we'll go back into emotional intelligence. Have them define it. So this is worn out adulteries for all their adulteries, her whorings, even hers. And they went to her as men go to a woman who is a whore, and thus, right?
Yep.
No, that's 20. Hold up. That's 23.
Let me
Let me
mention
see where I'm at.
Isaiah 3:16-26. If you look at San Diego, California, and even in major cities around the country like Memphis, Tennessee, which is about, well, 45-minute drive from me, depending on how fast you
Oh
drive.
yeah. Oh yeah.
That
Uh huh.
that's being fulfilled right now, in my opinion. You think?
Hold on. Oh yeah. All of this is because ain't
Okay.
nothing new under the sun. The Most High
Right.
understood. YouTube is rejecting scripture as spam.
Well, we can always read out the
Hold on. Wait.
Bible.
Wait. 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 Let me look at this.
Okay.
Okay, in the chat. Let me see if I can put it in chat.
Let me ask you a question. Is that Ezekiel chapter 23 all the way
Chapter
to
23,
okay.
and then
And
Ezekiel 26. So I try to read the whole thing.
okay. Is that chapter 26 also?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Uh-huh.
I don't
It's
mind reading.
funny. Hold it. You
Okay.
notice how YouTube will let me um for some reason it is treat my stuff as spam.
Mm,
YouTube, when I start putting these scriptures up, all of a sudden we have spam.
mm.
Now you know that's some
Well,
bull. All right, but I'll
yeah,
read it.
yeah.
They can't stop me from reading it.
Right. That's why I like to have a physical Bible too. I tell my friends. And still post a listen of the scripture if you can. And then go
Hold
and for
on, let me
everybody.
see something. Let me
Okay.
delete this and see if I make it smaller. Will they post it? So they want me to change the scripture.
You know, what
That's
happened to
YouTube.
freedom?
And so this is the thing. This is the thing that's really
Let me ask a question so they can hear so I can convict them. Whatever happened to freedom of religion in this country?
no freedoms exist anymore.
They're trying to destroy it. Yeah. I'm
Hmm.
exposing them on that because of what they're doing now. It makes them hypocrites, right?
Hmm. Yep.
And the Edomites are afraid. I'm a truck driver right now. I have a CB in my truck. A lot of the newer guys, but see, when I first started driving trucks 21 years ago, most of us drivers had CBs and we communicate. A lot of them don't even have one, which is stupid to me. It's dangerous. You need to be able to communicate with other big, heavy vehicles to warn of hazards and stuff. Know the purpose of a CB, and get over your differences, whatever it's religion, political, race, whatever it's something up the road that you need to hear about, or a bad storm, or anything. These people have lost their minds. I guess CERN over in Switzerland has fried their brains and the lack of
Hmm.
ability to reason. You know about CERN, right?
Right. All this stuff.
And I made the connection to understand CERN. Uh, the movie Howard the Duck. At the end of it, people was possessed. Even that guy that was driving the truck, he was a truck driver. And he was possessed, a white guy, and he was a nice guy until he got possessed. and then all this other stuff happened, and then he went back to normal. You see what I'm getting at?
Right. Hold on. Let me do
Hollywood,
this.
Hollywood tells things. It's spiritual law. They have to tell what they're going to do before they do it. In order for people to consent. Even a white lady mentioned that to me at a gas station. That I get my gas at a lot of times.
Okay. I'm gonna just bring it up here like this.
Okay, take your time, brother. As much time as you want. I'm not working tomorrow
Um,
because of the
Here we
weather.
go. They should be able to see it. Um, and
Okay.
concerning the adulteries, now let them commit whorings, even her. And they went into her, right? But let the righteous men judge them with the judgment of an adulteress. So understand this. It says, but let the righteous men judge them with the judgment
Mhm.
of an adulteress. So righteous men are supposed to judge everybody. All right.
Mhm.
And the judgment of the women who shed blood, for they are adulterous. The women who are doing all these abortions are shedding blood, and blood is on their hands. All these
Yeah.
abortions, right? For thus
Yes.
says Master Jehovah, bring up an assembly against them, give them up to maltreatment and plunder, and the assembly shall stone them with stones and cut them with sword, and they shall blank their sons and their daughters. So delete their sons and their daughters, burn their houses with fire, and I shall put an end to the wickedness in the hand of all the women. Oh, and all the women shall be instructed not to commit wickedness as you have done.
And you
And
know
they,
something? The innocent blood. God says He can hear the screams, the cries from the innocent blood. These
mm-hmm,
wicked women don't realize they in deep doo doo about
right, uh-huh,
just that, and then along with the witchcraft and the other abominations, like the woman that you was mentioning to me about that did all this craziness in California, took out her husband and tried to take out both of her daughters or whatever. I think the oldest daughter survived. She killed herself.
mhm,
She slammed into a tree over 100 miles per hour, and they found tarot cards in her vehicle. This is crazy.
right. Well, here's the thing. It's
And the
crazy.
guy, one of the workers at CERN, passed away that same night, the night of the eclipse, April the 8th.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. And this is something I want y'all to understand, right? That a lot of these women, people don't understand what happened. Um, oh, let me remind you that my PayPal me and Cash App and stuff is at the um, in the description box if you care to donate to help this channel out and what we do in these communities. Um, it's much appreciated. But remember, you take care of yourself and family first before you donate anything to anybody. We're supposed to be a good steward over our finances, and we're not supposed to donate out of sacrifice or struggle. That's some BS the church came up with. You're not supposed to sacrifice anything except for your family, right? And for yourself. You take care of yourself and family first, right? But here's the thing, right? When we look at these things, right? When we look at these things, um, what's happening is that what's happening is that I'm JJ. I wanted to know what you think about this. What's happening is that the B Dub is so far removed spiritually from any kind of good spiritual walk that um, in their search for anything, any iota of anything, they're searching for anything to get a spiritual connection. Because when they divorce themselves from the Afro man, right? Understand this. The Caucasian need the laws. We didn't need the laws. The commandments are written in our hearts, right? It's that the word is hidden in our hearts so that we don't sin against the Most High. Um,
Hmm.
I keep telling people it is hard to commit a sin. It's easy to keep. It's easy to keep the commandments. It's hard to break them because you really have to put in work to break a commandment. To sleep with somebody else's wife, you got to plan that mess. To get to
Hmm.
the point where you do it, you got to plan it. You got to make these things. In other words, by the time you get to the point where you're doing it, your heart is so full of wickedness to do that thing. This is why it's punished. All right, to steal from somebody, you got to plan that thing. You got to practice. To not steal, you just don't do it.
Right. Well,
To if you really look at the commandments, to keep the commandments, you just listen to what it says. You just don't do treat your neighbor like garbage. You don't try to steal their stuff. You to steal somebody's stuff, you got to get greedy first, then envious, then you got to plan. You got to plan to take their stuff. You got to plan to be deceptive. You got to plan a lie, right? To bear false witness against somebody, because that's the sin when you bear false witness against somebody. So you're
mhm,
setting somebody up for something you know they didn't do,
right.
right? All right, and so yeah, when you look at all this stuff, it's bull crap. It's bull crap, as they say,
Hmm.
right? And so a lot of people, hey, what's up? That's been 99. So a lot of the people do not have no understanding as to what's supposed to happen because their hearts are wicked. And the B Dub's heart has been the further away from the Most High you get spiritually, the more wicked your heart becomes.
Well, let me say it like this: the Lord said, and it refers to, I think, it's a prophecy in the last days, and these women like that was in the blue shirt talking about these men in prison and all this stuff, getting all the women, including the bad ones, whatever the mess she was saying. See, how can I put it? The Lord said He will put a deep delusion on these people because they rejected Him.
Dude, deep delusion. And that's the deepest delusion. Hold on, think about what she said. The criminals are winning. The criminals in prison getting doing whatever's going on there. They're winning because the the wicked women want to screw them and send them their money and we're free. And I'm like, how are we losing if we're free? But
Right.
hey, if you like it, I love it. Right? But that's the delusion. That's the delusion. And it's a strong delusion. It's
Yeah.
such that when you put the truth before them, the first thing they do is try to think of ways to combat the truth.
Oh, and I
Right?
said in the chat
Oh, I
earlier,
will also. Oh, my
woe
fault,
unto
It's-
bro.
those who choose evil as good and good as evil. Woe is in the
yeah,
Bible.
yeah. And so
And
and
I,
so that's basically and so here's the thing. The further you get from the Afro men, do you know why the Caucasians just won't eliminate us utterly? Because they could. They got all these mass weapons and stuff because they know that we're the creators of everything that they have. That the only spiritual thing that they have for good is by way of the Afro man, not the woman. The only connection that there is to the Most High comes through us, not the is not real people, right? It comes from us, and so basically so long as there are a remnant of us, there's a sense of the Most High presence, right? But if
Hmm.
you notice, the Most High's presence is leaving the country, and the pool of people that the Most High's presence is around is shrinking, is because the righteous men are starting to leave the rest of the people alone. We are starting to separate from them like we were supposed to, because it says, walk not in the counsel of the ungodly.
Let me say something,
I
Bob.
will say this on the subject matter of what you explained earlier when it comes to the B dubs in their attempt to become spiritual or be spiritually connected. Look no further than any of when you go outside and you see the modern B dubs selling basically incest and other spiritual items. That's an example of their attempt to try to be
Yes,
spiritually
yes.
connected while manipulating those that are willing to believe her.
Mm-hmm. Right. Hold on.
Let me say something real powerful. God
Go
made
ahead.
prophecy, and prophecy will not. His word will not come back void. Right
Uh,
now,
Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
God made prophecy. God sent people out, and other people want to discredit the Bible. But the real people that wrote the Bible was our people that wrote the Bible. For one,
Mm-hmm.
two, God said His word will not come back void. Three, no matter what these wicked people over here in this in the country can do, God can. God is Almighty.
Mm-hmm.
God is a man. He's good, but He's a man of war too. He can put a stop to anything if He wanted to.
Hold
He'll
on for a
make
second.
these. In other words, He'll make these wicked folks think they're winning when they just about ready to self destruct.
Hold it. Hold it. Just a minute.
And which is the case now, it seems to me, if you ask me.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see. Blessed is the man that walks not. I need to look at it.
Okay. Um,
Let me find it. I need to change the Bibles that I'm looking for it in. I got so many the Geneva King James. Let's see if I can find it in KJV.
I want to share a personal story with y'all about how I used to be teased because I didn't wear saggy pants and stuff like that, and then I'll get into the story about some of the visions I had when I was reading the Bible. I don't wear
Mhm.
saggy pants and never did. Don't like them. Tried it one time just to see what it was like. Be honest with you, didn't like it.
Um,
Didn't change nothing. Didn't change my perception of the women. I was a teenager then. I didn't like it. Just being around my cousins one time, I said, "No, this is not for me. Hell no, it's not for me." So I like my boots, my my pants up on my waist like they're supposed to be fitted. I don't like to put a draft on my backside. I like my boots, my hats, my. Sometimes I'll wear a t-shirt with a pocket on it. Because I'm a truck driver, and I wear my cowboy hats. I wear my belt buckles. Now when I dress up, I wear my pearl button shirts, bolo ties, nice hat. Like what Tuesday, I got to take my dad over to VA in Memphis. I get
mm,
compliments. The women compliment us over there. That's my father. I take him over there. We dress a lot alike and stuff. He
uh,
influenced when I was young, and I think a lot of the influence that I chose to get into trucking came from him. But when I was a child, I just like I saw her head. I was like, that's what I'm supposed to do.
uh-huh. All right, I found it. Here it is,
Okay.
right here. Um, so it says this is why I kept saying we were supposed to separate, separate, separate. It said, "Blessed is the man that walks not in the counsel of the wrong." And in the King James version, it says, "Walks not in the counsel of the ungodly." Um, Here, I'll give you the King James version. It says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful." Right? But his delight is in the Lord of the law. So let's look at this. All right. So basically, so um, we're not supposed to deal with them, all right, on that level. And now let me get back to this too. Um, this emotional intelligence thing, and I want y'all to see this. Because we before we get too sidetracked off of that. All right. So this emotional intelligence thing, when we really look at it, um, it means that the the women pretty much don't have it. They don't have emotional intelligence. And how do we know this? Because the definition says they don't have it. All right. So let's go back up here and look at it.
Can I say something
That
before you do that, though?
hold on. Let me cover this. Let me cover this real quick
All
before.
right.
All right. So the emotional intelligence, first of all, it came from it was created by two researchers, Peter Salaboy and John Mayer, in the article Emotional Intelligence in the Journal of Imagination, Cognition, and Personality in 1990. All right. It was popularized by Dan Goleman in the book Emotional Intelligence. And so the whole reason why this thing exists is not because it measures anything, right? There's not a test you take for it, but it was something that these two psychologists came up with, kind of like with Dr. Francis Cress Welsing writing the ISIS papers, right? So they go in, they think emotion precedes thought. When emotions run high, they change the way our brains function. Diminishes our cognitive abilities, sound like the women, decision making powers, and even interpersonal skills. Understanding, understanding and manage our emotion and emotions of others help us to be more successful in both our personal and professional lives. So, emotional intelligence is the ability to manage your emotion, right? It isn't having emotions. So if the women cannot manage their emotions to the point where they want to seek to harm a man, lie on a man, or put him in prison because somebody hurt their feelings, then they are the least emotional intelligent thing on the face of the planet, right? Because an emotional intelligent person would be able to put their emotions in check, right? They would be able to put their emotions in check and then deal with the thing logically. All right. So, emotional intelligence is the ability to check your emotions and use logic. Who is that talking about? It's men that do that, right? And so, these dudes created this thing, right? And so they go in, and this is their hypothesis, not theory. This isn't law. This is their hypothesis based on what they think, right? And so Harvard, which has been discredited for everything, all right, because they're trying to push things to um, to elevate women. So this book, Working with Emotional Intelligence, right? The Harvard School of Research, EQ counts for twice as much as IQ and technical skills combined in determining who will be successful. And so the women decided to run with that. If you have EQ, ergo, I will be successful because I will be able to build stuff without having to have um, intelligence or skills in building. That's what they get out of this, right?
The
And
system is
so,
the system is the modern day forbidden fruit. All is confusion.
uh huh.
Uh,
Well, remember
Babylon.
the author of confusion. Remember,
Mm-hmm.
When you don't want the truth to be heard, understand this. When you don't want the truth to be heard, the best way to get people to question is to question the truth is not to just out and outright lie, but to question the truth and sow doubt. Well,
Confusion.
is that really the truth? Uh, um, did he really say that? And so what happens is the other part to that is you got people that are so lazy in searching for the truth that they will refuse to look at evidence
Mm-hmm.
that shows the truth. All right. And you get this all the time. Think about this.
Yep. I get that
All right.
too.
And I'm not going to cover politics, but think about this. I want y'all to think about this. We have two situations in politics that can shape the world of a lot of um, a lot of these people, and it has ruined many right now. But even in ruining these people, especially the people living in democratic places, all right, they will still vote for the dude that destroyed them, that put them in jail and stuff. One dude, he was doing a comedy sketch, and he said the funniest thing is the people that Biden put in jail and kept in jail are the very ones that's going to vote for him. How do you get people to be that stupid against their own interests, right? And then Um, there's another thing in this. This is how unjust people are. All right, you got Biden. I want y'all to understand this. And this is the best way I can put this. You know those secret documents that Trump was able, like every other president, to carry to his home. And in his home, Mar-a-Lago, you can't get in there because you got to go past his security and the Secret Service. Biden had his stuff all over a bunch of cities in garages, in the car seat, where people could have just walked by his house, picked him up. Not only that, he was giving secrets to a book writer, and this was all before he became president. So he had secret documents that should have been left in a skiff that he had since he was a senator. So for more than 16 years, where he's clearly broken the law. Now, why am I bringing this up? All right, don't look at the political part of this. Look at the legal part of this and look at what people are doing in the cases of both of these men. And it shows you how unjust and unrighteous the majority of people are in the United States, especially the black people. We call a dude racist that really didn't do anything as racist as the dude where that they're going to vote for. The dude that they're going to vote for called us the N-word, called our children roaches, called
Mm-hmm.
us monkeys, and said we would turn. This is Biden. Biden said this. This is in papers. This is in newspapers. People posted the newspaper. Do you know what the people decided to do? They decided to ignore the newspapers. You had black people that are trusted, like Judge Joe, that discuss these things, and black people decided to ignore it. Why? Because you have handlers and stuff like that, right? So what does that have to do with this? This shows you as plain, and the reason why I use this political system situation, because everything that I said is easily verifiable because they're presidents right now, and most of that stuff that I said is public knowledge. So this is stuff that everyone should know, but the wicked who are following the wicked are choosing not to know. It is a choice.
Yeah.
It is a
And a lot
choice.
of,
And the
I'm
way
gonna
they
say
did
something real
do this
powerful.
for, hold on, let me say this real quick. And the way they do this for a political race is the same way They're doing this in everything in life. It's just that we can really see it in real time because it's a political situation, it's political news, and so all this information is available. But when you look at it and you look at how they're doing in life, and you look at what they're saying about the Afro men, and you're looking at how they're lying on the Afro men, right, intentionally, right? And now you're really starting to look at what we're dealing with right here.
That's that delusion I was talking about. That's part of it too.
Right.
Yeah.
Matthew said, "Oh, what's up, Michael?" Okay. I haven't heard. So, did you had anything to add to that, JJ?
It's part of that delusion. And I get that all the time. You know, when I go to sharing scriptures and stuff like that on certain groups and whatever on Facebook, these women want to attack me. Now I have to get to it gets to the point where I have to block them, and I laugh at them.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me angry, but you know, I like to get
It
the
is
last
what it
word,
is.
then I block them.
It is what it is. What about you, Ace?
Everything you said is 100% correct. Hell, there are even videos confirming that Joe Biden said the N word in a derogatory way. And despite the evidence revealing that, yeah, if you vote for Biden, you're pretty much voting for the same person of the same group that will bring you down. Case in
All
point,
right.
if you don't vote for me,
Mm,
you're not black.
right. And so and it's a lot of this wickedness going on. But now, when you take this, and I don't vote, right? But I'm I can see that the stuff that they're doing in this political arena is in their hearts, right? If they don't give a damn about the future of their children to the point where they let a dude call them the N word, right? And they will lie to protect the wickedness that that is, then they can't really stand for nothing when we're talking about stuff that's on a personal level as to how they're treating the community, the children, and all these lives of the children they're taking and cutting up, putting in freezers and stuff like that. I mean, and when you look at the wickedness that is going on by their hands, chopping these children up, putting them in freezers and stuff like that, you
Oh my!
can't You can't defend that, but you got dudes like Dr. Umar and a lot of other these dudes defending this very behavior.
I can't stand it. I can't stand that.
You got and so what happens
Neither
is
can
when these
I.
women get covered, when these women get covered, when they get covered, somebody that covered, they will only run, they will run, and this is the thing. So what they're doing is they're running to these people. Oh yeah. Well, his home party came out against him. Everybody came out against him, right? And stuff. And even when they were doing well, people they came out against him and they stayed against him to this day. They was against him even before he won. But let me say this, right? And so what happens is we have a situation where um these women well, they decided, and this is why I said it's up to us to promote us. It's up to Afro men to promote the Afro men that's telling the truth. These women have decided to um, go and promote whoever whoever will give them a pass. In other words, so Dr. Umar and stuff like that. Now, once they go to promote these guys, they control them. Like there's a lot of these dudes, like the dude that came up with the bear. Um, who would you choose, a man or a bear? Right? And anytime a B dub needs help, tell them to go into the woods and find a bear. They need a loan, go into the woods and find a bear. Right? If they need you to support them, go in the woods and find a bear to support you. Right? Um,
I laugh. I laugh because a lot of these
uh-huh.
Same women say that they'd rather be with a bear than with a man that look like a bear.
Yeah, but here's the thing. But the same women are getting run through by bad boys and stuff, and these same women are trying to throw money at the dudes that are in prison. But they say they're afraid of bear, but they're not afraid to invite a dude that's in prison for um deleting lives to their house it's insane. But it's the strong delusion that we speak of, right? Right, exactly. The Democrats understand this and they play on this. They also understand that many follow the woman instead of men, right? Um, the what Trump did, and the reason why the Afro men don't like the Republicans, they like Trump, right? Because we see him as a man's man. So men, they say, yeah, I can get with a man. I don't agree with what he said, but I know what he's saying because he said what he's saying, and I can respect it. There's a respect for a man that says what is exactly on his mind. You don't have to guess it, and you can not like what he said, right? He didn't sugarcoat nothing. He just said what he said as a man. You'd be like, damn, I don't agree with that, but damn, I gotta respect it because he said it. And
Yep.
then you can argue with it. He says stuff that you can argue with because he says it in a way that if you it's plain enough that if you don't agree with it, you can argue with it, right? And it's plain. It is not cryptic like these politicians. All right. And people don't understand that. Now, what happens is as men start doing stuff, there's more righteousness that start coming into play, right? But no one wants that righteousness. The women don't want it because their feelings, even though they're doing bad, think about how bad they're doing that they're taking the lives of children.
Let me say something powerful. I realized this a night or so ago. It's one thing that Biden and Trump had. Well, two things. They're both white. That's obvious, but that's besides the point. The opposing parties. Okay, fine. Now they both support Israel. They're not the true Israelites over there. But they both
Yep.
support. Did I say something or did I say something? I pause. I mute.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I knew. We all knew, but that's the thing. We all knew that Trump supported Israel, right? But he was for the Palestinians to have their own land. So he wasn't for the Israel taking over the all of the thing, right? But yeah, but he was honest about that. That's what I'm saying. We don't like it, the fact that he support Israel, but we know he won't give them our tax money. He American first. And that's why that lobby didn't want him to win either, because he America first. So he's for them, but he's for us first, and then them. And that's the difference. And we can respect that. We don't
But,
like it. We
but
don't
once
like it.
But we as a race, once he get in office, then we still got to deal with the same old colorism opposition. Still, that never changes.
But here's the thing: the colorism opposition is not coming from him. It's coming from the media that we so trust. Um, and until we do our own research, become our own news, all right, and really look at stuff, right? This is why I go and when I do my lives, it's different from everybody else. And a lot of people started trying to do what I do, but they're doing it. Um, I'll put it this way: they're doing it by making it. They want to support their argument. I'm not trying to support my argument. I'm just trying to get the truth out. And then this is an open discussion because I learn from the people here that add stuff. But in doing this, I go through and I read these things and stuff like that. Um, I didn't like, and I told a bunch of people I didn't like the fact that Trump support Israel, right? But when you have somebody that's like, but I'm not sending them money because America first, right? I can get with that. I can get with that, right?
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
them get what they get, but I can get with that when he said, no, us first, right? And so, yeah, I was like, oh, okay, all right, I'm cool with that. Um, I'm cool with that, right? Us first, so long as you take care of us first, right? And so that's the thing. But in all of this, in all this politics and stuff like that, all right, the politics is not on. Is exposing the hearts of the people, and it's exposing that the people will throw away their freedom to persecute a man because the media told them not to like him,
Let me ask you this
right?
question. You know, we already, if we've been reading long enough, we already know the truth in the Bible about who we are as people. Anyway, but Putin recently exposed something in their
Oh yeah, that was. Oh man, that was so lovely.
yeah, yeah.
You had them dudes on hit TikTok. Their heads was blowing up. I was like, oh Lord,
I got
oh no,
this
Putin did it.
question I asked.
But
This the question I want to ask Biden and Trump on that one.
hold on. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Putin been Putin been pushing that narrative for a while. Putin
Hmm.
been pushing that narrative for a while. Um, when Trump went there, um, when Trump went there, he showed that to Trump when Trump was there. When Trump was president, right? Now he showed that there was the pictures on the wall, and he presented it to Trump, right? But when he went and opened up them catacombs, when he opened up them catacombs, it's like, nah, this is what the real deal is, right? People's
Yeah.
heads start to explode. And here's the thing: the Vatican has the same thing.
Yeah.
The Vatican has the same thing. The same iconography and stuff like that. They didn't, and so um, it's some crazy stuff. And then if you go to Ethiopia, they got the old school stuff that they keep guarded and stuff. And so yeah, it's out there. It's
Uh,
out there, and it was
when,
hilarious, but it's out there. It's
when
out.
that
No,
J.
it's really out there now.
when that J. Let me ask you this question: when that J. Edgar Hoover said the greatest threat to America is black unity,
Is what the
J. Edgar
greatest?
Hoover, when that him that said the greatest threat to America is black unity,
Yes, yes. The
the one that made
Democratic.
the Hoover
He
man
was
mouth.
the Democrat. He was the Democratic FBI that came up with the COINTELPRO to destroy the Afro male leadership and all of this stuff. So all of this is the same. They
Yeah.
referred. They were afraid that the Messiah would come from out of our ranks as the Afro men, right? And so the other thing is,
I mean, it wasn't just they was afraid of Afro man. They was afraid of prophecy being fulfilled. That's what they was afraid of. Because when we come together and you know
no.
the Bible,
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though.
they was afraid of prophecy. That's what
They're
they're
not
afraid
afraid of prophecy. They're afraid of people, right? Now they understood. They understood on a spiritual level we are, right? And
of. Mhm.
so, um, they're not afraid of. They're not trying to stop prophecy. They're trying to stop people, us people. They're trying to keep us weak. All right, and so and they're using the B Dub to do
Let
that.
me ask you,
Their main weapon against the righteous men is the B Dub. All right, period, bar none. All right, and
that's
so,
because they're afraid of prophecy. I'm telling you,
uh,
we
uh,
are
dude,
God's chosen
but no,
people, and
hold on, you're
that's
sidetracking
part of
from
the prophet.
you're
That's
sidetracking is from what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the onslaught against the Afro man in the community and stuff like that. Um, and stuff. And so they're dealing in stuff that they are afraid of the Afro man because of who we really are.
You
And
remember? Let me
they
ask you
are
this.
hold on, let me finish this point. They are afraid. Well, it's too late now because we're discovering who we really are, and this changes a whole lot. This changes a whole lot. They're going to start losing a lot because we're figuring out who we really are. Go ahead.
You remember the story of Moses when he was a child? They was wanting to get rid of all the male babies and stuff like that.
Everybody here knows that.
Yeah, and then they was trying to do the same thing when Jesus was born, I think. Now look at how they treating us black men. It's the same thing, nothing new under the sun. You said that already. You see
Uh,
that?
well, that's what the abortion was. Remember that when we look at abortion, 60% of who the B-dub destroyed um, has been males. And when you look at child abuse and child neglect and child mortality, 60% of the mortality of the children in Africa, it's probably higher than 60%. It's been the males, and so
Yeah.
there's that thing. And so eugenics, yes. Um, Mr. DC Comics, yes, eugenics. That's the goal of eugenics was, and I have a newspaper of the New York Times, an article from the New York Times, and basically they were talking by Dr. Du Bois explaining how to rid the United States of Afro people. And the scenario they came up with is to have um, the Caucasian males like they did in Brazil procreate with the B dubs, right? And they said it works only one way. It only works if the Caucasian male procreate with the B dubs. Hold on, let me show it to you. It only works if they procreate with the B dub. Here's that article. See if y'all can read that at the top. You see what I mean?
Read it out loud. 'Cause it's kind of small on my end.
I'm gonna blow it up.
Okay. But I wanted to say something real powerful.
Hold on. Let these people read it.
Mhm.
Race amalgamation. That's what they call it. All right. And I saved this article. Now, how was I able to save it? This is on microfiche. Some of y'all don't
Mm.
know what microfiche are. This is how they used to store data and stuff like that. Notice how
Mhm.
they say it works only one way. It's danger in reverse condition. Let me put it to you this way.
Go ahead, because I got something powerful to say.
All right. You see how they say it's dangerous in reverse condition.
Hmm.
All right. That's a newspaper article written by okay, y'all see that? Y'all see that?
I can.
Mm,
Surprisingly, as I looked up on the title on the New York Times, that article may still be there, though, just in case.
Hmm.
All right. All right. So this is a lot deeper than you think. All right. So with that said, y'all, um
Let me say
Ace,
this.
hold on. Who's speaking right now? JJ?
Yeah.
All right. Hey Ace. Well we're gonna let you go next. Hey, you got anything to add?
Other than that, thank you for taking the time to have me in and listen to what I have to say on the subject matter. I'll leave you to your stream, which will still be available at least for now on YouTube or Rumble, correct?
I don't know, cause I'm about to end it. So, but it'll be available on this channel.
All right then.
It'll
Thank
be
you.
available on this.
Please stay before you go. I want to say this real
Go
powerful.
ahead, JJ. Go ahead.
Natural disasters. Last night, Sulphur, Oklahoma was hit with multiple tornadoes in Texas too. If you look at the plagues of Egypt, it seems like the stuff is happening here in modern day Babylon, Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah.
Hmm.
And look who's predominantly hit the most. You got to do some thinking and research on that.
Well, a lot of that is based on, um, like tornadoes and stuff like that. Is
Yeah.
based on. You know, the United States is the only place that get tornadoes, and it's because, well, understand this. It's because of geology. We're the only ones that have the conditions that make tornadoes across Oklahoma, Texas, and all the rest of that stuff. Now, as far as hurricanes and stuff like that, the reason
The
why people
flood.
die in hurricanes is because they live around all that water and don't know how to leave when one's coming. And so that's basically it. But anyway, with that
What
said,
about
though,
the Euphrates and that other river drying up? That's part of prophecy too, right?
uh, well, it can be. It depends on how it's drying up. All right. So, like every little thing that happens, um, can happen. What you're looking for is for things to happen not naturally but unnaturally,
The
right?
supernatural.
You expect the river to dry up if there's a long drought, right? But if
Yeah.
it's a historic drought, then that's different. If it's just a long drought and then it
Supernatural
comes back,
conditions.
then that's something else.
I'm speaking on supernatural conditions.
Right. Yeah. So we haven't had kind of that yet. All right, but so yeah. Hey, what's up, Anthony Jackson? What's up, man? I'm about to shut it down. But anyway, so with that said, y'all, I'm gonna get ready to go. I'll holler at y'all later. I'll try to do this again tomorrow, but tomorrow is going to be on the other channel. So, um, right now, if you can, um, oh yeah, and so I'm taking the computer tablets to the school on the 7th. Already got the plane. It's going to be a day trip. So I'll take some film from that island that I go to. So and because the cultures here in the Philippines are is night and day as you go from island to island, right? And so, yeah, it's very interesting. Now, what they do have in common outside of their island language is English as a base. So, I'll be taking the tablets and the basketballs over there on the 7th, and Brother Zimelu will be coming down here on the 3rd. And so, if anyone else is coming down, let me know. All right, so up at the top, my donation link is in the description box, my PayPal me and my Cash App. If you want to help what I do for the community, but remember, you take care of yourself and family first before you donate to anybody. My email is also there so that I can give notification of when I'm doing a live, and my Facebook thing should be there too, so that I can hit you up in a Facebook Messenger. But the best way is to subscribe to this channel and the channel that I put at the top, that I pinned to the top, um, that I pinned to the top. But these channels, subscribe to these channels, and okay, subscribe to these channels, and um hopefully you get the notification when I get ready to go live again. So tomorrow I'll probably go live around the same time, and I'll try to prepare now for that. There, I was having a bit of trouble with my computer, but um, I'm gonna start a little earlier tomorrow. All right. So with that said, people, I'm out. Peace, love, and soul. I will holler at y'all a little bit later. Ace, you still in here? You got anything to add?
Just shalom and peace.
All right. Ace said it. Ace said the rest. All right. Peace out, y'all.